Hi, I'm Laura.
Hey, I'm Kylannah.
And I'm June.
Welcome back to the Reignite Your Soul podcast, where we are opening our hearts, expanding our minds, and embodying an entirely new way of being. So I guess we'll dive into it. I guess for those listening now, like welcome, whether you're somebody that's brand new to our podcast or whether you're somebody who's returning. I was looking at before we came on here, it's the fifth episode or the fifth season that I've done. I started in 2020, the podcast.
Wow.
And this is actually will be our 108th episode.
No way.
Yeah, which has like so much spiritual significance to it. 108, which I won't get into on this because I don't know. I just know that it's a very special number. So that was kind of cool. But we felt for our intention for this very first episode, it was appropriate for us to reintroduce ourselves. And a lot of the podcast, I mean, I guess the very first couple seasons was solo episodes with just me. And then I did some with Julia, and then we did some audio blog type style ones, and then other guests and stuff that came on as well. So it's kind of been a big mismatch of things. And so for this season, what we're really wanting to do is, I mean, just come on when we're scheduling these podcasts live and just talking about what's on our hearts. We really don't have much else intention. We're just going to drop into that intention on the day. So today our intention was really just to reintroduce ourselves so that you guys can get to know us a little bit more, the faces behind the brand of Reignite Your Soul, and hear a little bit more about our stories. And then we invite you guys to connect with us, whether that be through our newsletter, through our Instagram or Facebook, in whatever way you would like to get in touch, because we'd love to hear more about your story as well too. Because I think that now more than ever, I think community is so important, and that it's the time now for us to all come more into our gifts and share. I feel like the world is at a big pivotal point, and the more that we can come into those gifts and just come together as community, I feel like the better it's going to be for all of us moving forward, where we can really honor all parts of ourselves and not have to reject or push away parts of ourselves to please other people or where we don't feel safe. So thank you, ladies, for being here with me, a part of the team, and then a part of this podcast as well, too. It's honestly just like such a gift.
Yeah, I know. I'm so grateful to be working alongside you and seeing everything that Reignite Your Soul is going to accomplish is so exciting and lighting me up. And I'm so excited to be here on this podcast today. I know that Reignite Your Soul services like the Spiral, I know have been so instrumental in my own life, and I'm just excited to talk about it.
Yay. Me too. Mhm.
Yeah.
Do you want to
And
share
I'm
anything?
also really excited to be here as well and to finally be doing this podcast because, as you know, Laura and Kylannah, this has been on my heart for a long time to start a podcast and to be on a podcast. And my biggest part that I wanted to really share was other people's stories. Like we can share our stories, but there's just so many people out there that have got amazing stories of things that they've come through in their lifetime on this journey and overcome so much and even when they're in their struggles, like there's just so many people that are going through things. And I just feel like it's really important for us to acknowledge and provide a space for people to share these stories. Because I think sometimes when we're in them, we feel like we're alone and we're the only ones that are experiencing these things. And I think
Definitely.
it's just something that we can all share from and learn from and grow from. So, and you
Mm-hmm.
all.
100%. Yeah. We're excited to as the episodes kind of go on, you'll see sometimes it'll be the three of us, sometimes it'll be maybe one of us, maybe it'll be two of us with a guest. We have some ideas and some visions that want to come through for this, and we're really just flowing with it. So we're excited to see what comes through um in this season.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just add something to that?
Yeah, totally.
Something came to me there about, I mean, I've been wanting to do this podcast for a long time, and I'm sure many of you can relate to wanting to do something, and there's always reasons why you can't do it. Like, I'm really excited about the idea of it, and it's like I'm going to do this, but then it's like, oh, I'm not very good with tech, or like I can like there's a lot of people that I have in mind and people that I've already talked to about coming on the podcast. It's exciting. It's been building and it's in the works. But
Mm-hmm.
it was like such a gift when Laura said, like, why don't we just do it like as part of the Reignite Your Soul podcast? Because it's so much easier that way. And I
Hmm.
just like it's just so cool how things kind of come together and we tend to go the way we think it should go. And then we sometimes don't bother following through because it's not always easy, right? And
Totally.
a lot of things aren't easy, but if you can make it easy, like
Mm-hmm.
go with the flow.
It's definitely, yeah. Yep. It's definitely the balance between moving through the heart. That's something that I've been learning a lot lately, is like the phase between being a beginner and then like fully knowing what you're doing.
Hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
like where you're, let me see if I can pull this out of my my thing. You're like you basically have no clue what you're doing. And then you can kind of consciously know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And then eventually you unconsciously know what you're doing. And then that's when it feels
Mm-hmm.
easy, is when you're unconsciously just doing what you are doing. But there's
Mm-hmm.
that period where you're between like you have to consciously try to do something.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have your unconscious mind on a different operating system, maybe somewhat wanting to go a different way. And then it's like the
Mm-hmm.
maintenance of like allowing yourself to keep going down that path so that they actually align. And then it then becomes easy. But I mean, I know for me, it's been like learning to be okay in the discomfort. And that's why I love this work so much, because it really truly does like it gives you full acceptance to be in the hard, full acceptance to be in all of the different emotions that come up around doing things that are new. And also people who understand that as well too, because it can be so often that you try to have conversations with certain people and maybe they just don't understand it, or maybe they haven't gone on a journey to accept certain parts of themselves, so then they reject that part of you and then you question it, and then it can just be like a thing that makes you feel kind of heavy and like you're not supposed to be going in that direction. But it definitely when we start learning more about ourselves and that path forward, it's not always easy, and that's the way it was meant to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can totally relate with the piece around consciously trying. And then there's also like the last piece that is like just a little tangent here. The last step is like it's unconscious and automatic. And sometimes that's where it's dangerous again, where you're not consciously paying attention to what you're doing. And sometimes it can result in mistakes or just um, mistakes in like inattention. And I
Hmm.
think that's also representative sometimes of like going through this journey of like learning all these pieces about yourself, really diving in deep. I feel like that's like the consciously trying piece.
Yeah.
Whereas before we're like unconsciously and not, we're unconscious and not trying, you know? And then we're
Hmm.
like conscious and trying. But then I find like the last piece, it's we're back on autopilot because I think there's this shift right now in the world where it's forcing us to get back to life, the daily life.
Yeah.
And it's so busy and so chaotic. Like I think we were dropping in before this meeting, and you were saying, Laura, how Mother Earth is just shaking up things with having a lot of crazy political events going on, a lot of crazy weather going on, like earthquakes and tsunamis and like floods. It's been really heavy. And so going back to that piece of like the busy life and unconsciously having it be automatic, I think this work is always a great point to bring us back to that conscious piece
Mm-hmm.
of like always tuning in with yourself, even when life is busy, and teaching you how to balance and integrate that into your life so that you're not going into an unconscious phase of your life anymore. I think that's been one of the most magical things is that, or pivots at least, that every time that there's something arising within me, that there's like this conscious piece that can be like, oh, I see you, I hear you, like
Mm-hmm.
I'm here for you. And I think that's been really awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was curious about what you guys's uh, biggest shift was in actually doing this work, like thinking about the person you were before and who you are now.
It's a great question. Do you want to go first, Mom? Or do you want me to?
You can go first, that's fine.
Yeah, okay. It's so interesting because, and I've been reflecting on this a lot lately. I feel like I got into it for success, financial and business, and I
Same,
received something completely different.
same.
You know, it's like, yes, I received that, but it's not what is most important to me out of what I received. It's like, I feel like every single day I have a moment where I'm like getting to show up completely differently. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like past me would have been showing up in this way. And not that it's necessarily wrong or bad, it's just brings a different outcome. You know, like I think about like, how can I put this? I guess like worthiness that I learned, you know, and just now I feel so much more worthy and deserving of having like close connected relationships, of having wealth in my life, of having a successful, thriving business, of having an incredible relationship with my partner, with having an amazing relationship with Lily. You know, like there's certain things that, yes, I wanted those things mentally, but like I didn't have connection to the actual feelings of maybe like appreciation and gratitude that I am now experiencing. And I think that's the biggest thing is it's like it opened up my inner world to just a greater color palette of what I get to experience. It's like, yes, still feel very deeply like when the fears come up, when the worries come up, when the frustration or the anger, the rage, the spite, like all of these like heavier emotions. But then it also opened up this other palette on the other side of like actually feeling gratitude in my body, not just mentally doing gratitudes, or like feeling appreciation in my body, or feeling joy, or feeling just connected to myself, one another in life, or
Mm,
yeah, just like I think that's the biggest thing I received. And also greater acceptance and self-love of being able to move through those things and knowing that it's so normal. Like that is our gift here as humans, is that we
mm-hmm,
get to experience all of this stuff because I mean, I don't know this for certain, but I don't think most animals have that full range of spectrum that we get to see through. And I know we're definitely very intelligent beings, more intelligent than a lot on this planet, but I also think that it goes beyond this planet too.
mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
sometimes we can kind of put ourselves on a pedestal as humans, and really I think that knocking us down a little bit is a good thing. So I think that's the biggest thing that I received um from this journey. So, I mean, it's completely radically changed my entire life and in a short period of time, relatively. I mean, I got started
Mm-hmm.
in personal growth in 2016 was the first time I kind of stepped through the doors. I went to my first Tony Robbins um, conference
Mm.
and I remember just like hugging strangers and crying, and it was totally new for me to do that. I'm like, who am I? But yeah, it's been a big journey and so worth it.
Mm, I love that. Something you said resonated where you were like, it opened a color palette of emotions. And I think I had heard someone say once, and I'm not sure who it is, but it's like you can only experience the good emotions as deeply as you do the negative ones. And so there's like this
Yeah,
polarity here of like you can't go as high as deeply as you have gone
most
in the other
definitely.
side. And so expanding goes both ways. You know, I think
Hmm.
before this journey, we had a certain range. And then after this journey, it's like,
It
oh
expands it.
my
Yeah.
gosh,
Yeah.
it's
Which also
beautiful.
makes like the highs and the lows seem a lot more drastic. I know that was like when you start experiencing the highs, like when you look at the scale of consciousness and how everything
Mm-hmm.
has a vibration, like when you go from like joy and then now you're sitting in like fear, like it can feel like you're literally like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you're
which
just
can
so
be a
much
little
more
bit
aware.
startling. Yeah.
Yeah. That's like, oh, this is fear. This is what I've been suppressing. Oh my God, I see it so clearly now. What
Totally.
is this? Oh my
Hmm.
gosh. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can relate.
And then when you're in it too, like I feel like because I think I unconsciously lived so much of my life in fear and anxiety and worry and insecurity and stuff like that, sometimes when I'm in it, it can almost feel scary because I don't want to go back to where I was, you know,
Hmm.
even though that's not going to
Yeah.
happen because I'm a completely different person. But there's definitely that fear sometimes of like, oh my God, is this going to stay? Is this going to shift? Am I going to get to be feeling back better again? But it always does.
Mm.
Everything's transient and always moving
Hmm.
inside and out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Mom? It's been the biggest thing
Well,
for
I think
you.
it's a great question. Things that have come to me just now are like just having that awareness of myself, my emotions, my the patterns and behaviors, and then digging into like why I have these patterns and emotions that keep coming up,
Hmm.
and then working through that, and then the integration pieces as we go, like really embodying all these things that we're learning about ourselves, and all the changes that we make along the way. It just it it's just given me like a it's helped me to really believe in myself more and to trust my inner guidance, and just
Yeah.
allow my inner guidance to really be my guide, and I
Mm.
trust it fully. And it's also like, especially lately, I've really found I've been able to just kind of observe myself. Like it's almost like I'm looking down on the situations, and I can see like it's the coolest thing just to be able to like see my part in things and how I'm behaving, whether I'm reactive or if I'm actually
Mm.
taking time to respond, and I find I'm a lot calmer, and I don't get like things don't rattle me as much. Like, I mean, yes, we can get like pulled into emotions, and like emotions change, but being able to regulate those emotions and realize, like you feel like it's about feeling. Like life is really about feeling more than it is, our logical brain, I guess. I mean, we have our five bodies that we have to balance, right? So
Hmm.
I think even just the awareness of that, like, I mean, who knew that back when we started?
Totally.
Right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, I mean, I think that's a big important lesson, like for a lot of people to learn that we actually have five bodies, not just like it's the
Yeah.
physical, mental, energetic, emotional, and spiritual body.
Hmm.
And when they're all aligned, like you feel it.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah,
Mhm.
it's not easy, but I think it's just having those tools and being able to recognize pieces of yourself, and it just helps you to change your perspective of a lot of things, and of yourself, and helps you make better decisions, and
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, the spiral has, I mean, I've done a lot of different modalities like throughout the years on my wellness journey, but the spiral really was the one thing. Like I always say that that was the one that kind of put everything together for me and really helped me to integrate so many of the other things that I learned outside of the spiral too. It made things make more sense,
Mm.
Hmm.
just putting those pieces together. And that's really
Sure.
helped me along in my journey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I really resonated with the piece you said around responding versus reacting. I think since going through this journey, I've felt that my relationships have definitely expanded and improved, or at least how authentic I feel in my interactions. And it's allowed me to really speak from the heart
Hmm.
in a way that's like, I don't know, but like non-triggering to other people because I feel like before I would be like saying things or trying to explain my side of the story and it just wasn't landing. And I felt like I would get into these conflicts with people or I would just like shut down because they didn't understand and I would like isolate myself. And I
Hmm.
feel since like really being aware and like even energetically, and that kind of goes with the five bodies that June was just saying, is like it really allowed me to open my heart and like drop my guards. And I feel like
Hmm.
having that energy when you're speaking with someone, they feel it. And that kind of makes them feel like they can also drop their guards. Like there's nothing threatening that's coming from my
Totally.
end. I'm just explaining my side of the story and I'm being open to receiving their side of the story. And I
Hmm.
find that even um, after the spiral, it wasn't immediate that like this really landed, but it was like as I continued to integrate all of my teachings from that journey into my daily life, it's like my relational skills have gotten a lot better. My relationships in general have gotten a lot better. And I've been able to cultivate this loving relationship with
Hmm.
a really awesome partner where we have this amazing communication together. And I feel like that's one of the biggest blessings to come out of this for me, even though,
Hmm.
like, to give like perspective, I did the spiral in 2021, like the end of 2021 going into 2022, and I met Sky in 2024. So it's still a long integration process after the spiral, but I think
Yeah.
that's what just makes it so beautiful that this is a tool this that you can continue to build on much after you're done.
100%. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
like the gift that keeps on giving.
exactly.
Because when we're a
Exactly.
different person, I mean, yeah, there's no really kind of describing it. It's incredible. I feel the
Mm-hmm.
exact same way as you with my
Yeah.
journey as well, too. Yeah. And I mean, I've been through it quite a few times now.
Yeah,
Good
and
handful.
yeah.
Yeah, it helps every time. You learn
Every
more and
time.
more
Yeah.
about
So
yourself.
many layers. Yeah.
Like that onion they
Mhm.
talk about, right? With the every layer. You
Like
learn more.
Shrek.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shrek is
Well, and
like an onion.
also, I've heard it said that authenticity, which is what you were talking about there, Kylannah, when you can feel like you're being your true authentic self, that is actually a higher vibration than love, which is at the top of the scale generally, right? So,
Mm.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Hmm.
And it does.
I have an understanding of that because I mean, when you're fully accepting and in every emotion, like that is the full expression, right? So you are then the full color palette, right?
Hmm.
So there's
Yeah.
no like, because when we reject ourselves, it's felt. the energy, it's felt.
Hmm.
So it makes sense. Authenticity, I guess, in my definition of authenticity, it would be like you are fully honoring and accepting all parts of yourself, which I mean, we probably think we're being our most authentic self now. And then it's like we're going to keep expanding on
Always.
our
Yeah.
authentic self. And it's just going to keep coming through more and more as time
Yeah.
kind of goes on, I'm sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I think like it kind of goes back to a point as well that I was trying to make earlier around like I think so I'm gonna say this through a story. Like for me, when I first went through the spiral or like had my spiritual awakening a couple years before I even went into the spiral back in 2019, I feel like there was this call to make everything in my life super spiritual and like seeking this enlightenment or like just being like in this enlightened energy. And at first, it was great. It was like super magical. Like the colors were brighter, and I had just figured out what it was to be like actually present and like that my voice in my head wasn't actually me, that I was observing the voice behind it. But I think throughout that time, I was still rejecting myself in a way because I was not allowing the full scope of who I am as a human on earth to come through.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, oh, I'm just this spiritual being, like nothing really matters, and who needs money, and like, or like just peace and love. Like, why can't everyone just get along?
Hmm.
And like, even when things came up that really bothered me, it was like this enlightenment kind of like overrided that feeling that came up in my body of like, oh, I'm actually not okay with this.
Mm.
And although the spiral really, really helped me in honoring that, I think it's also through observing how other people react as well. I feel like I've always been like a super observant person when it comes to seeing how people react or respond to certain situations and how they stand up
Mhm.
for themselves. And I always try to be like, oh, that's interesting that they said no to me just now. Like, although, like, they are setting a boundary here. And although I wasn't insulted that they set a boundary with me per se, it was like, it kind of gave me the permission to do it as well. I was like,
Mm.
oh, you just said no to me. Maybe I can say no to you as well. Like, and not like as a vindictive piece, but more of like a realization that I've
Yeah.
been overgiving so much, or like that kind
Mhm.
of that overgiving piece also turning into an expectation that they had to give to me as well.
Hmm.
And so
100%.
I feel like with the spiral, I was really able to come to have that come into consciousness of like, oh, this is why that I felt allowed to say no after
Hmm.
that. Like, and it allowed me to proactively do that in my life of noticing where I overgive or people please, or I take on this identity, which June's newsletter today talks all about. Beautiful newsletter, by the way, June. I loved it, and my mom loved it as well.
Nice.
Um, and yeah, how like by being a good daughter, being a good granddaughter, or um, how I would like really just seek that approval from my family members, even of like, I'm doing this. Will you love me?
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
yeah, really interesting, all those pieces.
Mhm. Yeah. Once you get into it, there's so many pieces to put together.
Yeah.
There's, yeah. It's such an empowering feeling though. Like when you the more you get into it and you learn about yourself, and and especially why we are the way we are. Like there's so many factors there,
100%, yeah.
like I think especially the way we were raised and what we learned in school and just the way the world has taught us, it's just been like just this much of what we really are. There's so much more to us than we were ever taught. And to actually get
Mm-hmm.
into it and you realize all these things that
Mm-hmm.
actually what make us who we are. And yeah, it's so, I mean, you can go down so many rabbit holes with that.
For sure,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Yeah. We can't learn new things until we unlearn, I feel. So it's like
So true.
that journey of unlearning we have to if we want the world and our lives to go in different directions, and we have to unlearn what got us to that destination in the first place so that we can
Mm-hmm.
reroute ourselves.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
with that, thank you so much, everybody, for being here. We're going to close off this episode. So if you guys are enjoying this conversation, please join us for another one. We'll be doing these monthly, and make sure you subscribe to either the podcast or the YouTube, wherever you're watching this. Feel free to add us on social media. And if you want to join our newsletter, we send out a weekly newsletter. So every
Mm-hmm.
Sunday we send out the weekly spark, and we are rotating through. So you'll either get myself, Kylannah, or June every single week, just kind of with similar stuff that we talk about on the podcast, whatever's on our heart, and little tip, tool, trick that we found useful on our journey that we would love to share with you guys as well too. And as always, with all of our platforms, feel free. I had somebody reach out after my newsletter the other day, and they're like, "Oh, I almost replied to your last email, but I decided to actually reply to this one," and was thinking like, "Oh, no, she's not actually talking to me," and that's so common, especially when it's like, it's a group that somebody's talking to, and it's even kind of interesting for
Mm-hmm.
us talking because it's like, yes, you are a whole group of humans on the other
Mm-hmm.
end with all different experiences and gifts and that. It's hard to be able to talk directly to you, but no, we are talking to you. And
Yes.
that's the beautiful thing about this, is that we all resonate with specific parts of each other's journeys, and it's okay that we're all different because we all have differences and things that are similar as well too. So just know we're always here on the other end of the email, of the social media. You'll always get a human, and
Mm-hmm.
we're just very grateful to get to meet more of you. So thank you, ladies, for
Absolutely.
being here, and I'm just so excited to carry this on a monthly basis and have more conversations like this.
Yeah, fun.
Ditto.
Hmm.
Amazing. Okay, well, ciao, everybody, and
Ciao.
we'll see you on the next one, and we'll talk to you very soon, hopefully. Thank you so much, ladies.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.